Congratulations! You've decided to lean into reading science and ensure 100% of your kids become great readers. Okay, now where in the world do you begin? Let's start by taking an inventory of your classroom or the other classrooms in your school. Okay, first let's look for word walls. Is there a word wall in your room? How is it organized? If it's alphabetically with words that don't follow a particular spelling pattern, you are likely teaching words as kids are exposed to them in text. The words follow the reading material. If you see a word wall organized by word family, there's probably some good phonics happening in this classroom. Look for things like bat, sat, rat. The best practice is to actually have two word walls, one that includes the word families and another that includes words you teach as sight words. These are typically words that don't follow predictable spelling patterns and words that appear so frequently we want kids to know them more quickly. You can use the Fry word list to identify these words. All right, let's look at student texts. Take a look at the student readers at the lowest levels. Are they predictable or decodable? A predictable text follows a pattern of language that children are expected to memorize. Typically, there's a picture to aid in guessing the words that change. An example would be something like this. At the zoo, I see a lion. I see a giraffe. I see an elephant. I see a peacock. I see my mom and dad. The problem is that the child doesn't have to read at all to master this book. In fact, when children read books like this, they often don't even look at the words, only the pictures. There are a lot of problems with books like this. We have some links to videos on our website to help you better understand. Now, let's look at decodable books. These are books that only include words that have letters, sounds, and spelling patterns that the child has already been explicitly taught. The Bob books by Bobby Lynn Maslin are great examples of decodable texts. You can also find some other wonderful decodable books on teacherspayteachers.com. For example, Tara West sells decodable reader sets with a sequence of skills that also includes small group instruction materials. These inexpensive materials could help you frame your scope and sequence of phonics skills. Please also look at Lexplore.com for our Lex sources. We have lots of wonderful things available to you that are free. So check out your classroom library and see what kinds of books kids are reading when they are beginners. You will want to ensure that students have access to high-quality decodable books that are aligned with the order you are teaching phonics in your classroom. Let's look at anchor charts and other things in your room. Look around your classroom on the walls and easels. Do you see evidence of 3 cueing? Are students reminded to look at pictures or guess based on the first letter of the word? If so, this is likely a classroom that uses methods that are inconsistent with the science of reading. Look at your teaching materials and multisensory activities. What materials do you use to teach reading? Do you see things like pocket charts, felt boards, blending boards, letter cards, so children can learn to blend different sounds together? Do you see sand trays or mini chalkboards or whiteboards or textures so children can trace and feel the letters? Classrooms that emphasize phonemic awareness and phonics are full of these types of materials, which are used in direct instruction and learning centers. What commercially produced programs are used to teach reading? Look at the scope and sequence of any of those programs. Does it begin with teaching the correspondence between letters and sounds and progress to blending sounds together to make words? If so, it is likely based on the science of reading. On the other hand, if it emphasizes the story and comprehension first, and there is a phonics section within each lesson, it is likely more of a whole language approach. Now let's look at your reading assessments. How do you assess students' reading abilities? Are you using methods that only focus on state standards related to reading comprehension, known as key ideas and details, craft and structure, and integration of knowledge and ideas? Or do you focus on reading foundations, phonemic awareness, phonics, decoding skills, fluency, especially in the early grades? Many commercially available tools include all of these skills, but until students have mastered foundational skills, there should be an emphasis on assessing them without more advanced skills. Look at your schedule. Think about the instructional schedule in your classroom. Get a good understanding of how much time is being devoted to explicit instruction in phonemic awareness and phonics. We spend more time on the things we think are important, so if we are emphasizing the science of reading, there should be plenty of time devoted to these, particularly in the beginning stages. To ensure your science-based reading strategies are working, you need good tools for assessment. Lexplore is developing a rapid digital reading assessment using artificial intelligence and eye tracking. During 2020, we will offer a new pre-K to 8 tool to meet all of your reading assessment needs. Please watch our 1-minute demo at the end of this mini course to learn more.